what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Saturday night live stream. And I got a weird one tonight. Well, you can see it. It's an interesting bag of chips. And this is not caused from an altitude change. Typically, if you see a bag of chips like this, that's what you're going to think is it went to a higher elevation from a lower elevation. That's pretty much the typical explanation for seeing a bag of chips that is ready to pop. This was actually tighter than this whenever I first brought it in here. But I have researched this extensively, and the only thing I can come up with is it more than likely contains some sort of it's probably I don't know for sure if it's botulism. Obviously, I'd have to test it, literally send it off and have it tested to confirm. But there is certainly activity from live bacteria going on inside that bag. So like I said, it's a very strange thing to see. It's a bag of chips that I actually forgot about having. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hi. Here. Say hi. It's my guy. My gray guy. But anyways, I actually forgot about having that bag of chips, and I'm cutting back, if not stopping completely. I've stopped eating a lot of food products like this. My goal was to have everything cut out as soon as possible, and it's just a willpower thing, honestly, because everything that I have been eating for the past, well, probably my whole life, is not good for me. You know, outside of the occasional vegetables and things like that in a meal, but you know, most of the food is highly processed and absolutely horrible for every human, all of our bodies, because what they're doing to it, what they're doing to get the food to produce more yield, all the chemicals that they're adding to keep pesticides off, or you know, insects. It's just a whole thing that has gotten out of control, and it's been out of control for a long time. But we're seeing the direct effects. All of us are seeing the direct effects in our day-to-day life with our health. And if you don't see them now, you'll eventually see them if you eat this crap. All right, buddy, you gotta go. You're gonna knock stuff down. You gotta go. Sorry. You wanna go out? Hang on, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna let him out. Come on. Go. Go. Come on. Sorry about that. I didn't even know he was in. He gets in a box, an old pop box, and hides in there. He sleeps in there, so I don't see him. Okay. Other than that, we're going to go through this brand new case of Case B MREs, but this is actually a pretty cool case. It's a misprinted case. I have never had one that's been this off before. Usually the printing's not perfectly centered. I mean, that's not out of the ordinary. But in this case, like, the printing is way off. I don't even know. Well, I guess the box would have been flat when they printed it. But it is extremely off. If you had a coin that was printed this far off, you'd really have something. You know, or a dollar bill or something. So this should be, I don't know what, it's probably about 5 inches, 6 inches off from where it should be. It should be all the way up here and more or less centered on the box. And then this should be on the bottom of the box. And over here, like, the whole thing's misprinted. It's not just the one. Maybe it's one template that prints it all. It must be, because that is also way off, as you can see. And so is the other side as well. So, on the bottom, there's nothing at all to the bottom. I don't even know why that's taped like that, unless this has been opened. Shouldn't have been open. I mean, it definitely feels like it's completely full. But it's definitely a weird looking case. I've never had a case like this so weird before, so off printed. Now, as far as those go, I am extremely tempted to try them. I'm at least going to maybe open them up and smell them. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what good that could do, because botulism is obviously, there's no visual representation of botulism outside of the bulging bag or a bulging can or whatever the packaging is being bulging, or there's no taste as well. So it's an invisible thing that can really put a hurting on the human. So real quick, let me make a post about this live stream. Okay. I guess I seen Shocker pop in. If you guys don't care to hit that thumbs up or down button, Google really appreciates it, and so do I. Make a comment after the video uploads, or if you're watching the upload. So, got some interesting things to talk about tonight. I'm sure you guys knew that I was trying to buy a car wash. Well, I got some interesting news on that. I lost the bid, which I just didn't bid high enough, I guess. But it's weird because the auction company that we were bidding through had this like a 6-page contract, 7-page maybe, that I read through and had to sign before bidding. And on that contract said that that property was free of any debt, liens, taxes, everything. It was all listed, that it was free and clear. Well, come to find out, there was over a $300,000 debt on that car wash. So that turned into an interesting problem, which, you know, the guy that won it, like, it basically nobody owns it now. The bank owns it. Whoa, what the heck? Hold up. Create a post. And go with that. Oh, come on. Really? Well, that sucks. Will not let me use my image. The aspect ratio is wrong. Share. Alright. What's going on, Shocker? Flip the camera around so you guys can see my ugly mug. Yeah, Daniel, I really did, man. I mean, it kind of sucks. Well, I was kicking myself in the butt for not bidding higher, and then to find that out, like, whoa. So, wow, Shocker, what? Ow. And I got bit by something. Okay. Anyway, I'm shocked by shocker because what? I can't even imagine you doing anything different. I'll tell you what, dude. If you want to move up here and start your own pest control, I got you. We'll do that. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. I don't know how many of your qualifications are state boundary bound, or if a lot of that stuff's transferable, or it's just national, whatever. But no, seriously. Shocker's like the Dale of the group. He's the one that he's got all the, really, I mean, there's a lot of similarities there. Not in the character, like just in character attributes. Okay, stop talking to myself here. Next. And okay, cool. Thought I lost the link. Do not like the way this phone types compared to, I'm so used to using the iPhone now. Whenever I use an Android, it just man, the keyboard and typing on an iPhone is 10 times better. The predictive text, the the spell correcting, all that is just 10 times better. Okay. Done. Alright, what was I doing? Can't remember. I don't know. Well, I got some stuff we'll talk about towards the end, like so I don't bring it up at the beginning and trigger a bunch of people, because that could happen. So I went to buy more cases of MREs, and they're gone. I don't know if anybody got the link from last week. I think I put the link up last week. I'm pretty sure it was last week. And it was a killer deal. It was a great deal, especially because the shipping was so low, and shipping was fast. They were here pretty quick, it seemed like. I used to think that iPhones sucked as well. I used to think, and one thing I absolutely hate about iPhones is they make you pay for everything. So therefore, I go without some things because I can't justify paying $2.99 a month for something that I use so rarely that it just, I don't know, I can't get over that. I can't get past that. But if you can get past that part, I mean, I can get past it because I use it. I was forced to use it because my phone got ran over, and this is all I had was my son's old phone, so I just started using it. And I still haven't bought a phone because this one works fine, and I'm good with it. But it's time for a new phone. Like, I'm long past due for a new phone. I just need to buckle down and do it. And I do now enjoy the iPhone more than I enjoyed the Androids. They're so much more fluid. Everything is quicker. It works smoother. Everything is just more cohesive. And I don't have a laptop that goes along with it. I don't have any other Apple products. And I know that's a big thing, is the ecosystem, and I don't have that. But I would like to maybe dip my toe in that pool and see if I can get used to that as well. So, fried gizzards. had an Uncle Red that used to love to eat the gizzards. Not my thing, you know. But some people like them. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Alaska, the pest. I mean, maybe the occasional. I don't know. You guys have some field mice up there, maybe. I'd say roaches probably aren't bad up there. Insects of any type, mosquitoes, flies, probably all that's not bad. So Tim, you switched over to the iPhone too, huh? But yeah, Shocker, seriously, dude, give me a call later, or um, I meant to talk to you about this before, before I found out that you just have stopped or quit or whatever. But I mean, it's an idea. It hasn't been windy here in West Virginia for a while. Yeah, we definitely need to discuss the possibilities there, because I don't think you'd have a whole lot of competition around here, to be honest. I mean, Orkin, the big names that you've heard of. That's the only ones I've ever. That's the only ones I've ever seen. And well, I know quite a few people around here, so we might be able to pull some decent contracts as well. Oh yeah, the stink bug problem. I really don't understand the stink bug thing, because that never used to be a thing. It's like we've been invaded by them, obviously, at some point, and we have. I don't know. Out on my porch right now, I bet I could go out there and find a few hundred. Under boxes or under a blanket that I got laying out there. They just go everywhere. I can't remember ever smelling a stink bug and thinking that it stunk or anything though. So I'm sure they do. I mean, they got that name for a reason. But I've never experienced the stink of a stink bug. Oh yeah, down south in Florida and Georgia and like those tropical type climates. I can only imagine what the mosquitoes are like down there. When we went out to Colorado, and I still have it hanging in there on my refrigerator right now. There were dandelions that were like that tall, and like the tops on them are like that big around. Which that one's, I mean, it's all dried up and stuff now. But I had never seen anything like that. I was like, what the heck? This was back in like 2007, 2006, 2007. I can't remember what year it was. It had to be somewhere along in there. I can't remember if it was before I went to work at the aluminum plant or after. But it's definitely different out there. And I loved it out there. I want to go back out west. I would love to live out there. But moving away from here is not going to be easy. Hang on. Got to go get Minnie. I think that's her knocking at the window. Minnie. I don't know what that was. Weird. I just heard the craziest explosion while I was out there, though. Came from that way, too, which, unless it was fireworks, but fireworks usually don't, like, they're not long. Because it was like 3 seconds, I'm going to guess, just judging by my guessing. Mosquitoes in Alaska are a plague. Okay. So, like I said, I really don't know what to do. Those chips are not that old. I mean, they're expired. Let's take a look. Right there. They expire. Well, their best buy date was May of 22, so they're a year past, roughly, a little over a year and a couple months past their best by date. But look, I mean, you guys know, I have eaten chips that were, I mean, gosh, I ate Pringles from the 70s. I ate Fritos that were the worst thing I put in my mouth, period. The most disgusting flavor that I tasted what was a Frito. But they were from the 70s, but I can't remember exactly when that bag was from. But I've eaten some old chips. And yes, the oils in them and the fats in them go rancid. So you have that typical, it's a very typical rancidity that you get with oil. It's the same smell usually, and the same effects and taste that you get from that. So I've never seen this though. This I've never, like, when I got this bag of chips, it was normal. And I really, like I said, I've done a bunch of research on it, trying to figure out like what it could be. And the only thing that came up was altitude change. That was what I seen over and over and over and over. And obviously that's not what happened here. I mean, it's been in my possession. It's not like I took it up to a higher elevation. Even if I would have, when it came back down, it would have normaled. It would have went back to its normal size. But I actually had this under some other stuff, and that's why I forgot about them being in there. And whenever the other day I cleaned out a bunch of crap, and I ran across these, and I was like, "What the heck? That is it's just a very strange thing to run across." And that means, to me, what that means was this particular batch of Lay's potato chips were contaminated with some sort of active live bacteria. And, botulism is the most common one that you're going to see in a food like this. So chances of that actually having botulism in it are pretty high. Higher than anything else, from what I know and the research that I've done. That's a dangerous bag of chips. If someone didn't know better and they, like say, they thought it was from altitude change, because that's almost everything. If you look up right now, what would cause my bag of chips to expand or almost explode or whatever, almost every single result is going to say altitude change. Well, that's not the case here. So I really don't know what I can do with these. I mean, they're going to go in the trash. That's where they're going to end up. But I'm curious, kind of, if anybody had any problems eating these things, this particular batch, if anybody might have gotten a little bit sick or anything. I mean, obviously, the bacteria count would have been a lot lower. That's what's caused all the gases in here, the bacteria's activities, eating, farting, just typical functions, and breeding, dying, decaying. So you got all those gases that come off of the little carcasses of the bacteria as well. So it's just it's obviously a mess. But yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting one. So I'll open that here in a minute. Let's open this case up right now. Let me get these straps cut loose here. take them off. I don't have any idea what menu I'm going to eat. I'm not sure all the menus that are in here. I'm familiar with all of the MRE menus except the 2022s and 2023s. There we go. Must have been still stuck back there a little bit. I like to keep my MREs stored in the case they came in, so I know what roughly could be in there. So this is what I do. I just take the straps off like this, and then I put them back on after I open it up and take one out. All right, so that's still glued. So I'm going to go ahead and open it from the bottom because I want to keep this weird top of the box intact, just because it is so odd. It's got a package date of the 71st day of 2019, and then we got 03/22 of your inspection date, and obviously this is a case B. Menus 13 through 24. So I think all these are warnings. Huh. That is awesome. Because when I bought these, the listing said that they were going to be Supacos. And to be quite honest, Supacos not my favorite manufacturer. I think the better food comes from the other two producers of MREs. I think Warnick's and Ameriquals are better than Supacos. Now, there are a couple menus that are arguable on the Ameriqual Supaco line, but as far as Warnick's go, I think Warnick's typically, my personal preference and my experience, is I like the Warnick's most of the time over the other ones. So I'm actually I totally expected these to be Supacos because that's how they were listed and how I bought them. So I figured that's what they were. Go. Brand new case. Did that smell like food? Alright. Now we got this other sleeve. It's always a pain in the neck. Get up out there. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Alright, these are nice bags too. Really soft to the touch plastic. Nice, these are nice bags. Alright, first off we got menu 15. Mexican style chicken stew. I happen to love this menu. I think it's awesome. Sweet. Over here. Menu number 22, beef goulash. Wait, I thought that wasn't in 19. Huh? Hold up. Really? I thought this menu didn't come in until 2020. So am I going to be missing the hash browns and bacon? Oh man. I hope that's not the case. Alright. Menu number 21. Tuna chunk light. Water packed lemon. Pepper. Super lightweight MRE right here. Not the worst one in here. Southwest beef and black beans. Also an amazing MRE menu. If you have not had this one, I highly suggest you try this one. If this is something you think you'd like, this is probably a menu that you'd enjoy. Great emergency food. You know, the crap hits the fan. I mean, you know, MREs are full of preservatives. They're not exactly good for you, but if you're in a situation like that, you could get by on eating one of these a day and be absolutely fine in most cases. Most guys are going to be okay. You might lose a little bit of weight, but mainly you're going to be fine. All right, beef patty jalapeno pepper jack. I'm also a fan of this. This is a menu I haven't had in a good while. I got a bunch of these loose. I think I do. I don't know. Maybe I don't. I think I might have a bunch of these loose beef patties. I'm not sure. I know I got a bunch of the loose ribs. Menu 13. It's vegetarian. Cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. I think I just had that one recently out of a... was it newer or older? I can't remember. Ooh, beef ravioli. And these bags are like silk. They're so smooth to the touch. They do feel like silk. Really, legit. Chusak. What's up? Lime jello. Jime lello. Jime lello. I can't say that fluidly. Menu 18. I did not say that. Let's see. 2, 4, 6. We got 7 out. We got 5 to go. Let's see. We got menu number 23. The famous pizza slice pepperoni. They need to double up the pizza in this. If they're going to make a pizza MRE, it needs to have 2 pieces of pizza. I don't care. I don't care what the calories say. I don't care. It's not enough food. Same with the tuna. It's not enough food. This is a menu that I despise. I will say that they have stepped up the other items that come with the creamy spinach fettuccine, but I am not a fan of this main. I don't like anything about it, and I would trade that menu off every chance I got. All right, pork sausage patty, maple flavored. Yum. Menu number 17. Another super lightweight MRE. I mean, this thing, I'm going to guess it's barely over a pound. I mean, it's like probably a pound, a couple ounces, pound and 3 ounces. It's very light. There's not much to it. We got chicken burrito bowl. Menu number 16. One, it doesn't put a date stamp on the bag, do they? Yeah, they're the ones that don't do it. And, oh, here we go. Okay, so I thought I was missing this menu. Thank goodness I'm not, because this is one of my favorite menus, and I've only had one of these left. Now I've got 2. Hash brown potatoes with bacon, peppers, and onions. Menu number 20. I would say, I don't know, this probably ain't my favorite menu out of this case, but it's up there, definitely top 3, maybe top 2. Might be second place. Chicken burrito bowl's pretty daggone good. It's been like a couple years since I had a chicken burrito bowl, at least. What else is in here now? I gotta pick out a menu. The box is gonna be stupid. Okay. Definitely not eating this one. Creamy spinach fettuccine can go, yeah. Nope. Beef patty jalapeno. That's a maybe. It's a maybe. In 2019, did they come with a wrap, or did they come with were they come with a tortilla in 2019? I cannot remember. If they had the snack breads, or if they had the I think it's just a plain flour tortilla. Beef ravioli. Yeah, I got a bunch of those that I can eat. A bunch of loose beef raviolis. Just had that one, so that's a no. Menu number 24, Southwest beef and black beans. I cannot talk. This is the new menu, I believe. Is this new for 2019? I don't know if anybody out there can tell me. Let me check the MRE menus. I can't remember. It seems it was either 18 or 19 for the beef goulash. I was thinking it was 2020, but 2020 was the sausage and rice, like a gumbo kind of deal. I can't remember what they called it, but had a good buddy of mine having infestation of common cockchafer. What? MRE menus page, MREinfo.com. Hey, thanks to K-Man too. He's in the comments right now. If it wasn't for him, we would not have all this beautiful information compiled in one easy location. He is the mastermind behind this whole website, from creation to what it is right now. All right, 2018. Let's see here. Menu 22 was Asian beef strips with vegetables. They got rid of that? I thought I had that one. Huh. They did. Sorry about that, guys. I just had an Amber Alert pop up on my phone. That was a little weird. Never had that happen before. Okay. Let me go down through the list here. Yeah, they need to take that creamy spinach fettuccine out. Have they not done that yet? Is it still in 2020? Well, 2021 is the most recent. Wait, what menu is that? Creamy spinach fettuccine. 14. Okay, so did they get rid of it here? Looks like 2021 they might have got rid of the creamy spinach fettuccine. Thank goodness. Huh. Good deal. CT says it is gone. Thank goodness. Because it's such a disgusting menu. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys out there like it. It just, to me, to my palate, to my personal preference, it's slimy. It's green. You know, there's that. It's somewhat healthy for you, I would assume, with the spinach in it. So I don't know. What is it? Marking photos, dogs with hats, and he put booty crumbs. Oh, sure, you can survive without a stream, I'm sure. No, we're glad to have everybody here, man. Everybody gets along here. From what I see, whenever I'm able to pay attention to the chat and do the talking. Brett, okay, the story is it's basically a bag of chips that I forgot about having. It's set in there in my pantry in a cool, dark, dry, very temperature controlled. I mean, I keep it under 70 degrees in my house. Usually I like to keep it about 67. Since my old lady stopped working a few months ago. It's been like 2 months ago, I think, roughly. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little month and a half. Anyway, been keeping the temperature a little higher because she acts like she's always freezing to death. So I've been keeping it like 70, 71 degrees. But regardless, that those in the pantry, I have to assume that it stays at 69, 68 degrees or lower. In the wintertime, the way the pantry is situated, it it gets even colder in there because it's closed off and it's on an outside wall, so it gets even colder. I mean, I can't understand outside of the only explanation that I have is it certainly has some sort of bacteria that is thriving inside that bag. And, I don't think from my research and from my experience, there's not necessarily going to be anything that we will see when we open it up. It's just that typically when you see something that's blown up like that, the most common bacteria that you're going to see in a food item like that's going to be some sort of botulism. And that's probably that's a bag of death. I mean, if you were to open that and consume a handful of them, you would certainly, most likely, I should say, end up in the hospital. And you would be hating life if you survived it. You'd be very sick, very sick. It has to be bacteria, because the only other explanation that I can come up with and that kept popping up in the research was a change in altitude. Well, that's not what happened with these. These were stored properly. Yes, they are a year past their best by date, but look, I have eaten chips 40, 50 years past their best by date. And that's, yeah, they'll go a little rancid or something from the oils, but there shouldn't be any active live bacteria in any food product like this when you package it outside of like kombucha or something, yogurt, something with an active culture or bacteria in it. It's not normal. So, or something fermented. Okay, something fermented will also expand and get fatter, or the can will, if it's something pickled, the can could get larger and the food could be fine. If you're talking about something that's pickled, whatever that may be. All right, let me look at these menus real quick. Like, we got, Mexican style chicken stew. I've got to order some other cases of MREs, so we'll be opening up at least a case A in the next probably week or two. I think next week we're going to do a Four Fingers of Death. So we're going to be doing, I can't remember if it's a 91 or 92 that LC sent along. So we'll be doing, what is that, 32, 33-year-old hot dogs. We're going to do one a West Virginia style, and then we're going to do one a couple ways that LC suggested. And then we're going to do one the way I would prefer to eat it, which is the way I like a hot dog is either just plain, if it's a good quality hot dog, or I like a little onion on it. Just a little bit of raw onion. That's how I like them. I don't like ketchup or mustard usually. And I see, okay, so LC suggested this, putting mayonnaise on a hot dog. That seems so wrong to me on so many different levels. But I'll try it. I will try it. I'm not gonna shy away from it. And it's just it's something very odd to me, and it's not something that I would ever even consider. It's not something I'd ever. Just mayonnaise doesn't belong with a hot dog anywhere. So that's just my personal opinion. There are a lot of people out there that eat it that way. I can't remember exactly what the formula is for the West Virginia hot dog, which I think is stupid anyway. Man, there's so many foods out there that we could have made our own, and we choose the hot dog. It's because a lot of the people that live in this state are broke, and They live below the poverty line, so a hot dog is cheap, simple, and I guess that's the reason that I'm going with. Because why else would you choose the hot dog as being like your state food? Uh, so psychos put put mayonnaise on hot dogs. uh, spaghetti sauce on a hot dog. I could do that all day long. Any chili, hot dog sauce, spaghetti sauce, all in the same kind of realm. Um, oh man, there was something I had on it just occurred to me, something I had on a hot dog that was really good, but I can't remember. It left my mind. It must not have been important. I did eat at a really decent restaurant that, well, I had never been to. That's somewhat local. It's in Ripley, Ripley, West Virginia, which is well, on one of the major interstates that runs through West Virginia, I-77, and it's about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes from Charleston. And I will be going back to this place. What was the name? I can't even remember the name of it. Anybody's ever in that area, in the Ripley area, let me know. I'll tell you where to go. And it had horrible reviews on Google, online. So it had real bad reviews that went in, and we were sitting right underneath an air conditioner, but they moved us out from underneath there, so it would have just made the food super cold. But I had to started off with this like waffle fries with barbecue on it, with pulled pork, and wow, it was amazing, really good. And then I ended up ordering a steak and potato, and it was actually really good as well. So there's not very many good places to eat around here, man. Dang it, I can't remember the name of that place. It's driving me crazy. Ripley Roadhouse. Roadhouse. Yeah, that's it. Right? Because there's a Texas Roadhouse, isn't there? Isn't that the name of Because we don't have one of them around here either. I got two little skunks outside. I took my dog a walk the other night up to the grade school where there's like playground equipment, and she's got a typical way that she'll walk up there usually. And it's been a while since I took her up there, but she was kind of following the building and walking around, and it just so happened I was paying like laser focused attention to what was going on, and we were walking right next to the building, and I saw something that looked a little bit out of place. It didn't look like much. I mean, I just thought it was something like a sock or something. I didn't know what it was. And then it moved, and it was a skunk. And we were well within spraying range. I didn't freak out. The dog wanted to get at it. But I've got two skunks that are, I can smell one right now is why I brought this up, because it made me think about it, because I can smell a skunk right now. So that means it's outside and sprayed something. Skunks don't stink unless they spray. Like, they have no scent, no smell. I've been right next to them, right up on them. They don't have any smell unless they spray. Now, possum actually smells like what you'd think a skunk would smell like. They smell similar to what a skunk spray smells like. And you can smell them from, I don't know, 30 feet away, 40 feet away, depending on the wind and the weather, obviously. But you know what I'm getting. Okay, let me look at these menus real quick. 2019, Case B. We'll start with 13. No, we just had that one. But it came with an instant pudding, vanilla, and chocolate peanut butter. Do I remember? I remember the chocolate peanut butter, having that recently. Did it have pudding too? I can't remember what year that one I had was. Hey, what's going on, Howard? Oh yeah, they will, man. Possums do stink. They're good to have around because they eat all. I think they're the ones that eat all the ticks and crap, though. And we got ticks around here or something awful. My old lady walked outside the other day, wasn't out there 2 minutes, come back in the house, and we was in here messing around. She had a tick on her. We literally wasn't out there 2 minutes. And didn't even walk 5 feet off the porch. Really, Daniel? You think it should be sweeter? I would argue that one. I think they nailed the chocolate peanut butter. I think the chocolate peanut butter is just the right amount of savory and sweet mixed with the crackers. It's like, it's so good. It's so good. That reminds me, anybody seen Blindside or talked to Blindside lately? I need to get a hold of him and see how he's doing. Of course, they put the First Strike cran raspberry bar in the creamy spinach fettuccine. Come on. Yeah. So I'd literally have to open that thing just to take the First Strike bar out of it, because I will not eat that main. I mean, I'll eat the other stuff. It's a First Strike bar. It comes in the creamy spinach fettuccine, peanut butter, crackers, pretzel nuggets, honey mustard, or onion. Oh, no, and onion. Honey mustard and onion. Chocolate protein drink, spice crushed red pepper, and accessory packet A. So, it's all good except the main. Okay, Mexican style chicken stew. I ain't had that one in a long time. That one would probably be pretty good. I ain't had chicken burrito bowl in a long time either. Filled bakery items. It's got a cinnamon bun, cheese spread, hot sauce. Extra hot. What type of hot sauce would that be? Is it listed down here? What's extra hot times 4? Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Chicken burrito bowl. Okay, that's the one I just read. Maple pork sausage patty, maple muffin top, peanut butter, crackers, smoked almonds, beef ravioli. We got chocolate banana nut muffin top, trans fat free, cheese spread, regular cheese spread, snack bread, wheat, M&M's plain, tropical punch fruit, beverage powder, hot sauce times 4 times accessory packet C, beef patty grilled. We got au gratin potatoes, chocolate chunk oatmeal cookie, bacon, cheddar cheese spread, tortillas, M&Ms. So it comes with, it does come with tortillas in 2019. Orange beverage base, barbecue sauce. What? No more ketchup and mustard? Barbecue sauce and mayo. That kind of sucks. Hash brown potatoes, love that menu. Granola with blueberries, cheddar cheese spread, crackers, dry roasted salted peanuts. Then we got the lemon pepper tuna with marble pound cake, cheddar cheese spread, tortillas, baked snack crackers, lemon lime beverage base, fortified, M&M's peanut butter. Oh, peanut butter M&M's, cool. Mayo, and accessory packet B. See, they need to get away from that fat-free mayo. Like it really matters to put regular mayo in the MRE. Like, what are we trying to save calories for? It's stupid. Fat-free mayo sucks. I don't know who else would agree or disagree with me, whatever. But my personal opinion, fat-free mayo, it's not mayo. Mayo's like supposed to be fat. That's what it is. Stupid. The beef goulash. I've never had that menu that I can recall. Did somebody send me just a main one time and I tried it? I don't remember ever trying one. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had the beef goulash. Huh. Well, it's between the beef goulash, since that's a brand new menu that I've never had, and it's like looking at a menu at a restaurant, kind of. Chicken burrito bowl. That, or, where's the other one at? I've never had the elbow macaroni and tomato sauce either. I've had chili mac, but I don't know what the elbow macaroni and tomato sauce is like. It doesn't sound very good. Mexican style chicken stew, that's the other one that I was thinking of. That or the chicken burrito. Ouch. Okay. Kaylin, you have... Oh, that... Okay. All right. Kaylin has not tried the elbow macaroni either. Well, I'm going to get another case B, and it should be in there, so I'll send you one. Remind me, because I will forget. I am forgetful. And don't worry about reminding me. I don't mind. I need the reminder. Okay. Let's go with... man, the beef goulash is kind of calling my name. It's got brown rice, spinach, carrots, tomatoes, and smoked paprika. And beef. That's what it says. Pepperoni pizza's alright. Yeah. Screw it. Let's do that. And just so happens it's right there on top. So, cool. Yeah, we'll get that bag of chips opened up here in a second. See what the heck. Yeah, if there's anything to see. I doubt there is. We'll get these out of the way for now. Alright. Ooh. That sucks. I tipped that thing over. Really, that was a brand new board too. Oh well. Don't matter. I wonder if I shake it up a little bit, if it'll expand even more. How I'll know is if that wrinkle comes out of it. Okay, I'll remember. Let's see what's in this thing, even though I just read it. Warn it. You know, there's subtle changes from one manufacturer to another sometimes. There we go. Oh, nice. See, these are really nice bags. It'd be awesome if you could carry your water in that bad boy. No problem. All right, let's see what we got here. Obviously, we got our beef goulash card. 240 calories in there. 25 grams of carbs. Got 4 grams of fiber. 17 grams of protein. That's pretty good. Wow. 1,060 milligrams of sodium. That's what I'm trying to avoid. But it is what it is. Here we've got our Zapple sauce. So it's just a standard apple flavored. No peach mango or anything cool like that. We got a flameless Ration heater. Uh-oh. Well, that's sealed in the bag. I'll have to figure that out here in a second. There's our beef goulash. It was made on the 18th day of 2019, so January 18th. Here we got some patriotic sugar cookies. I freaking love these things. I wish I could buy these. Honestly, I do. I really do enjoy them. And we got, wow, that is the dinkiest accessory packet. I think that's the dinkiest accessory packet I've ever had. I mean, it's all right there. Little pack of salt, moist towelette, your butt ration. Well, some sort of drink. Beverage-based raspberry type 3. And your gum. That's it. I mean, that thing weighs nothing. Weird. We got, ooh, chunky peanut butter. My second favorite peanut butter. Chocolate's my favorite. Here's our partially biodegradable MRE spoon. We've got, ooh, nice. Strawberry jam. Wow. Yum. But, wait a second. Wait a minute. Dang it. I'm missing something. Bread, crackers, something. Let's look here. Applesauce, chunky peanut butter, strawberry. Right there. White wheat snack bread. I'm missing it. Son of a... Wait, no I'm not. Oops, my bad. There it is. I thought it was only this left in there. That's... barely sealed in there, but it is. I was afraid it would rip if I tried to yank it out. Cool. Wrinkled the bag all up. And it is officially empty now. Alright, what is this? Milk chocolate cocoa beverage powder. Not very much powder in it though. Alright, let me go through this in some boiling water. I'll be right back. Alright. Tray. Get rid of that. There we go. I'm amassing quite the collection of flameless ration heaters. I guess if the power ever goes out, I'll have plenty of hand warmers and ways to heat my food up somewhat. No way to cook it with that stuff, but you can at least heat it up. Oh, man, that strawberry jam's already got my mouth watering. That's it. That's all I really need out of there. Alright. Let's go with... Nah, you know what? Let's go with... Well, maybe. Ain't went with Pink Floyd in a while. And I don't have any water. Hang on, be right back. Sweet. Alright. Grab a pack of crackers too. Alright. Almost what? 20 ounces. Well. I guess I'll just put it in this bottle. And then dump some over in the cup because it's not all going to fit. Oh, I gotta make some hot water too. All right. Let me go get the main out, and I'll start some hot water as well. Hey, Ethan. Extra mom and tell her we need water. Extra mom, tell her we need water. All right. Waiting on the hot water on that. Let's get the bowl here. Got these bowls from good old Sean. It's clean. Let's get a couple weird little spots in it. That one. These are just in the material. All right, there we go. I love some apple. I don't eat applesauce ever, but if it comes in an MRE or something, I really enjoy it. So I don't know why I don't eat it. Jeez. Outside of an MRE, I just don't. All right. Bring that water, son. Sugar cookies. Oh, yeah. Look at that. What? What is that? That's new, ain't it? What is that?
You want it to be hot?
Yeah. It's for hot chocolate, dude. Okay. Tim Tam cup. Beverage powder pouch. Alright, I want to try this new type powder here. It's a little more than I wanted, but it's alright. I mean, you can really taste the natural chocolate flavor in it. It's just, it doesn't taste like the old stuff. It just doesn't have that creamy awesomeness. All right. Spoon. Give it a stir real quick. Put some engines on that Mylar bag. Some what? Yeah, that bag over there is more or less a bag of death in my, I mean, what I'm thinking it would be. There's no way, I mean, again, my human curiosity wants me to try it. But, yeah, I don't want to go to the hospital. Man, look at that foam on top of that. That looks like a gourmet cup. Yeah, I don't know what the heck well, that's not right. I don't know what that is. I see the bell. Star. They've changed the shapes up some. What they used to be, I think. A nice little serving of cookies right there. I always save some in it. I like snacking on these things slowly. They have a really, really good buttery aftertaste, and I gotta have one right now. Down the hatch. Vanilla, caramelized, toasty, sweet. They are so good. Melt in your mouth too. Wow. Those things are so like simple, but they provide a lot of, you know, nostalgia and a lot of pleasure. They're really good. Wheat snack bread, trans fat free. This is of the white variety. Now there it is. It's pretty thin. I will say that wheat snack breads have gotten thinner over the years. I do prefer the double slice because it just helps. I don't know, you feel like you're eating more. You can make sandwiches with it, you know, all that stuff. I don't know why they don't just standardize the double pack. And if somebody doesn't want to eat you know, each individual, you can just keep them together and put your crap on top of one of them and eat them together. Pretty simple. I wish they would, excuse me, I wish they would start doing that. Because you don't actually get any more food, really. It's just split. This is like filleted into two. And I doubt that I could manage to do that with my knife, but I can try. Yeah, I'm a little off center there. Okay, well, maybe I'm going to be able to manage it. There we go. Now it actually looks like bread on the inside. On the outside, not so much. Kind of looks like clay, somewhat. Kind of has almost that weird texture of clay. It smells better on the inside than it does on the outside. I will also say that. Excuse me. All right. All right. Give the strawberry jam just a slight knead so any of the liquid that's separated out of there get kind of incorporated back in. And do the same thing with the chunky peanut butter. There we go. Man, I ate a thing of this blackberry jam, I don't know, a month ago or something like that. And I got one of them freaking seeds stuck up in my teeth and I could not get it out. Whew. Took me forever. Literally took me like 2 weeks and it was driving me crazy. As Gundog would say, the smaller the hole, the more control. That method has never let me down. It's proven true every single time. There we go. Beef goulash should be nice and hot. Kept it wrapped up in a towel. Long ways tear notches. Yeah, I'm not doing that. There we go. Well, okay, that looks pretty daggone good. It smells beefy. Obviously, the tomato is a very predominant part of that scent, but beef is also really right up front in the smell as well. Don't smell a whole lot of spices or anything to it though. Honestly, when it comes to the scent, I figured I'd smell some onion or paprika, and not really the case. All right. I think that's it. We got everything open and ready. Good to go. Going for the beef goulash first. Didn't seem to agitate whatever bacteria is in there. I don't, it hasn't expanded anymore since I shook it, that I can tell. That crease hasn't changed any. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like it might be a little bit tighter than it was. But it was even tighter than that, like I mentioned, whenever I first found it and brought it in here to the table, which was like 3 or 4 days ago. That bag was all but popped. Like, it had zero give to it whatsoever. Very weird. Lots of carrots in this. Look at the carrot. Carrot? I think that's a carrot. Yep. Very orange. Carrot. Some big old rice. Very long grain, fat rice. Chunks of what looks like kind of like roast beef. Like steak, maybe. Alright. Here we go. The beef goulash down the hatch. Hot. Real hot. That's some nice beef. Really tender. It's got a nice chew and bite to it. It's very salty, as to be expected. The overall tomato flavor tastes a lot like any other red sauce, cheese tortellini, a lot of those other ones, man, like the beef ravioli, spaghetti. They got to be using the same sauce. They added paprika to this, and you see the spinach in there as well. But I did taste the carrots, like, big time. The carrots, I don't understand really why the carrots, maybe just for the beta carotene. I mean, it is very good for you. Maybe that's why they put it in there. But it certainly changes the flavor of it. I feel like they could have went with potatoes, and that would have been a lot better, flavor-wise. I mean, potatoes and rice don't really mix, I guess. It's got a quite an acidic, sharp flavor to the tomato part of it. It's pretty good, actually. Wasn't this supposed to have hot sauce? I wanted to know what that hot sauce times 4 was. Or 4x. The beef is really good. Try a little bit of this bread here with a bite of the beef goulash, because I feel like they just have to go together. If I have spaghetti, I usually eat some kind of bread. This would be a good bread with spaghetti. It's kind of dense, kind of got that texture that I like to have with my bread that I have with spaghetti. So let's give it a try. Bread's kind of got like a bitter aftertaste to it when mixed with the acidity of the tomato, and also with that like slight sweetness that it has to it. But I would say the bread enhances it a little bit. it's a little bit better with the bread than without. I mean, it's good on its own, to be honest. I mean, this is not the best MRE I've ever had by a long shot, but it's pretty good. I mean, it does also feel like I'm eating a substantial type of food, type of meal. Yeah, that bag's definitely got its own aura coming off of it, and it's all negative. It looks bad. It probably smells bad. It definitely is bad. It's the most interesting bag of Lay's that I've ever had. I will say that. Like I said, I just don't understand what. Well, I mean, outside of they had a batch that probably made people a little sick, and they never, like, if you got some sort of food poisoning or something, would you ever guess that it came from the potato chips that you were eating? Nope, I wouldn't. That'd be that'd be like the last suspect. Look at that. Hang on. Let's take a look at that beef. Look at that beef. I mean, that's just legit, like roast beef. The fat. Nice marbling in there. I mean, actual quality meat in this, not processed, pressed and formed crap that some of the, well, I think they're trying to move away from that some, but they have, over the years, put some really nasty processed meats in rations, in MREs and United States military MREs, and I would prefer that they stop doing that. You know, I mean, I know it was probably a price thing or a cost thing or whatever. This needs pepper or something. I'm gonna put a little Tabasco on it. I'm gonna put a lot of Tabasco on it. That's all right. Super hot temperature wise, and the Tabasco is pretty warm. The Tabasco goes well with it. I don't know why they didn't include it. It seems to just really kind of enhance all the different flavors. Didn't really drown anything out. I mean, obviously I added that vinegar and heat, but didn't drown any of the other flavors out so much that I couldn't taste them. One more bite. Yeah, I've seen that that comment before, the pepper and guys not sneezing. I don't know if that's it or not. It could be, but I've never had it confirmed as to why they don't give folks pepper. Mm. Yeah, I could easily eat all that right now. Mm-hmm. It's not good for my sodium levels. Or should I say my blood pressure? The heck? Must have got a piece of bread or something over in my cup when I was cutting it up. Something. Got something over in there. It looked like bread. All right. This is just raspberry, right? I think this is just raspberry beverage base type 3. It's a little bit stronger than it's supposed to be, but honestly, it's just about right. So a 16.9 ounce bottle is good. It's sweet. The raspberry flavor is not very, obviously not very natural. But this is one of those ones, even though it is sugar-free, it actually tastes good. And it doesn't have that weird, like, mouthfeel and weird aftertaste that you get with most sugar-free drinks. I don't know if it's just the raspberries that drowns that out or what, but that one actually works. It is pleasant without the weird aftertaste. And I appreciate that. Yeah, this is a good all-around meal. I mean, you're right, Trucker. CT said he picked up like 6 of these. The strawberry jam, one of my favorites. Like, really, just great snack. As long as you got something to put it on. The patriotic sugar cookies are way better than you would think that they are. They have grown on me over the years. I used to not like them all that much, but I think I just kind of changed the way that I eat them. Instead of just throwing them in my mouth and chewing them up like I used to, now I'll throw them in my mouth and just kind of like let them set in there for a second and soften up. It just takes a second. And the aftertaste is just so good. It's so good, buttery and sweet and yummy. All right, chunky peanut butter. Oh, excuse me. Oops. Sorry about that, folks. It doesn't look very chunky. You can see a peanut in it right there. One right there. Yeah, right there at the end. One right there. Chunky peanut butter. The chunky peanut butter is awesome. I love that added texture to it. A little bit of crunch. It's really, I mean, it's a step above regular peanut butter. That, in my personal opinion. A lot of people don't like chunky peanut butter, though. Just my consensus after asking people. A lot of people just don't like it. I don't know why, but maybe it's a texture thing. The chunkiness in there. I don't know. Look at that strawberry jam. I mean, wow. Super fresh. Super fruity looking. And it smells like natural strawberries. got a coolness to it. It's refreshing. It's fruity. Very flavorful. Exploding with strawberry flavor. Really. Ingredients are just sugar, strawberries, well, strawberries and then strawberry puree, pectin, and citric acid and water. Pretty simple ingredients list. Really, I mean, you could probably get by with less of the pectin and less of the sugar even, and make it even more natural. But as it stands, it's friggin' awesome. I could eat it just out of the pack. It's that good. And I don't like gelatinous stuff. You guys know that. But that texture, it's, I don't know. It's got a grittiness to it almost. And more of like a, what am I going for here? It's not like Jello, really. I mean, it's more dense. It's just got more heft to it. So it's not as weird in my mouth, I guess. Strawberry with the peanut butter. I mean, that's a pretty good combination right there, I gotta say. Peanut butter is salty. But it just goes so well with that jam. Man, them things mix like peanut butter and jelly. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to have a different spoon. Good old Zapple sauce. Just enhanced with maltodextrin. It's a little bit weird compared to regular applesauce. It's got a more smooth texture to it. I think they probably add a little pectin to this as well. Again, super refreshing, super fruity, very easy to eat, obviously with the pouch that it comes in too. It's something you can actually eat on the go, and you can get a nice little sugar hit from it, get your carbs, keep you going, give you energy, and there's natural carbs there. It's not all added sugar, you know. Let's see, let's find one that's got a star. No, it's broke. They're all broke. All the stars. So we'll do a Liberty Bell for Sean over there at the Ration Museum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've already tried one of the cookies, so I'm going to do one of the cookies in the Zapple sauce. The way they're toasted really enhances the vanilla and like that caramelized sugar flavor. Oh, it's really something else. I don't know why I'm so into this, but last time I had a pack of these, I was like, God, I want another pack. And I was like, I wonder if I got a MRE somewhere I could just rip open to get the cookies out of it. Because they're awesome. And they do actually mix pretty well with the applesauce, but they're so good on their own that I prefer to just eat them on their own. Fair priced IMPs on... No, I didn't see them. Which I had a pretty crazy week, so... $35 shipped. I mean, yeah, compared to what they've been going for. IMPs, I've been seeing them go for $50-$60 a piece. A piece. I've just been hanging on to the few that I got left, like, I don't know, like they're some sort of silver or gold or something. Mm. Let's try this. I mean, they soak that liquid up pretty quick, I would say, because they dissolve in your mouth pretty quick, or they soften up. All right, here we go. No. Dang it. Yep, it got too soft too quick. Man. It's not coming out either. Oh well. It dissolved to nothing. Let's give this a try. See, that tastes watered down. I did put a little bit of extra water in it. About 1.5 ounces. 1 3/4 ounces maybe. But with the old cocoa beverage powder, you could put 8 ounces to it and it would still be nice and thick and creamy. This it's thin. It's kind of got that watered down flavor to it. It's not bad. The flavor's still there. That's makes it decent. It's just not as good as it used to be. I mean, it's still chocolatey, just not as chocolatey as it used to be. Not as sweet as it used to be, and definitely not as thick as it used to be. But all that negative being said, it's still pretty good. All right, now I got to do this the right way. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. That was already falling apart. So good though. Wow, the hot liquid and the way it was hot and already dissolved. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Try it this way. Oh, you can see it soak it up. Whoa. Let's do that again. Did you guys see it soak through it? Yeah, these are too good on their own. The chocolate kind of takes away from the flavor of them. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good. And if you were tired of eating them, that'd be one heck of a way to change it up. But they're just too good on their own. Well, thanks, Miss Marilyn, for stopping in. I hope you're feeling good. Better than you had been. I just had an eBay deal go bad. Not on rations, but I ordered exhaust for my car. And dude never did ship it. And my car sounded like crap for like, well, over 3 weeks while I was waiting on it. Because I already bought it and paid for it. And then he ended up not shipping it. But I gave him a negative review. I think I've only ever gave one other negative review in 10 years. And this guy, that I think he was probably a younger guy. I'd call him a kid probably. Probably like, if I was to guess, I'd say he was like 20, 21, 22. And, I mean, if you list something on eBay and you put a shipping price on it, you put $75 shipping on it, you expect the person to ship it. Then he hits me up like, well, almost 3 weeks later, he's like, I can't find anything cheaper than $135 to ship it. If you pay the extra, I'll ship it out tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not paying you extra, dude. Like, I bid on this for that price with that shipping for a reason. And I missed out on 2 other stock exhaust systems that were considerably cheaper than the one I bought off of him. And I didn't get them because I was waiting on that one. So, yeah, I got screwed. Good night, Miss Marilyn. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. I do have those cigarettes from Delicious over there. Let me, wait. The bag of chips. We gotta do the bag of chips, right? Yeah. Let me get a cigarette. Here, I'll flip the camera back around. Let you guys look at that food for a second. Oh, excuse me. Smokes. I just messed that cellophane up just now. I did have it to where that went back on top of it, but it's not going to stay now. Which I'll keep this pack for display after I'm done with it, after I smoke them. For sure, but man, look how good those look. Dan said, see, that says 1990 in right there. So Dan, or Cyanide Cookies, was saying they might be 1990. Very well could be. Look at that. There's a fly on that bag. I wonder if it can smell through the bag. All that other food it could have landed on. Get off. Get. Get. It's freaking summertime. Stupid flies, house flies. All right. Let's do that one. I know I flipped one over for a lucky cigarette. And if you're careful when you open these packs, you can pretty much put them back together to where they look, at least they look like they've not been opened, so they display really well. Even the tops look pretty decent. Put the cellophane back over it. There we go. Oops, I had it. There we go. I got half of it. Gotta get the back side. I gotta get the front side. Ah, there it is. Got it back on there right. Man, these smell good. They do smell like a really decently aged, quality vintage tobacco. Alpha. Alpha. Alright, let's have a special smoke, a special cigarette. Mr. Delicious. Sent some delicious cigarettes. That tastes like snuff. The dry pull tastes like Copenhagen. Light on the Copenhagen flavor, but it's there. It is there. Light this bad boy with a match. It's the only way to light a vintage cigarette. feel like a butane lighter just doesn't do it justice, and it tastes weird first hit. They're insanely smooth. Now, when I say smooth, that doesn't mean that they're not strong, but they're smooth. Like they're just... They don't have a labored draw, like a heavy draw to them. It does get harder to draw off of it as it gets to about right there from my last experience. I've only smoked one of these. But about halfway, it starts to get a little stiffer on the draw. But for a 33-year-old smoke, if that's what it is, which 1990 is a very, very good possibility, I would have to say. This is better than any non-filter that I could go buy right now, outside of maybe an American Spirit. If they make, I've never had an American Spirit non-filter, but like the American Spirits are pretty good. I would say they are probably the best tasting smoke that I can purchase right now. Marlboros are, I don't know, they're not the bottom, but they're in the bottom. Pall Malls are like probably second place as far as flavor wise goes. This thing smells extremely weird. I don't understand why. I don't remember it smelling weird last time. My sinuses could not be any more clear right now. I don't know what it rained a little bit yesterday and the night before. I don't know if it washed all the pollen out of the air or something, and that's why I'm clear as a whistle, or what. It's nice though, not being clogged up a little bit. I use that stupid Afrin stuff. I've had to start using it. I don't like it. I don't want to be addicted to it. Man, I was watching something the other day about, it really made me understand how this could possibly, like the simulation theory, and how we could possibly be in a simulation. And if we are in a simulation, how their reality would have to be so much more boring than what our reality is. You know what I mean? You know, because we go through some pretty boring times. Everybody does. Well, not everybody, but like 99.5% of people experience some pretty boring times on a pretty regular basis. But for this to be like their video game or whatever, like their existence must be pretty boring. You know, it's just a thought. But they made it make sense somehow. The way they explained it, I couldn't explain it to you guys the same way they did because I don't have the technical knowledge that they had. Well, it was somebody talking to Elon Musk too, but they were both intelligent. I can't remember who he was talking to though. I was hooked on Afrin years ago. Hard to stop using it to be able to breathe through the nose. See, that's what I don't want to happen. That's why I've been trying to use it the least amount as possible. But my sinus have been going crazy. I haven't touched it today. And I'm clear as a whistle. I don't know what the deal with that is, but I'm happy about it. I'm not complaining. I'm glad. So, yeah. So after we get off here, I'm going to order some more. I'll order a couple more cases of MREs, at least 4. I think I gotta order 4. But if they're 2020s, I'll probably only get 1 case B and 3 case A. And that'll put me 3 case A and 2 case B, because like the main reason that I really wanted to have this case B is for the hash browns. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see all the news / videos and all the crap that's coming out about aliens? Like, look, I've seen things. I've talked to you guys about that before. But now, like, they're trying to confirm it. And there was whistleblowers came out, 2 of them at the same time. So then there was a crazy video happened in New Mexico, I think. Or no, maybe it was Nevada. Probably Nevada. And then there was another video that just got released as a government video. They got rid of hash browns. They started to put them in with the sausage patty, so it's still around. Yeah, but the hash browns with the granola, is that in the sausage patty too, the granola? Because I want that blueberry granola too. That's just an all-around great meal. I'll tell you what, though. These are unique. I can't think of anything that even compares to what this tastes like. Oh, really? Oh. In 2020? In 2020, it was with the sausage patty, and it has. All right, I gotta look. Yeah, the blueberry granola is awesome. I need to get me one of those big number 10 cans of it or something. The pancake's great, especially if you put a little syrup on that thing. It doesn't need it, but it kind of gives you that feeling that I always fillet it, split it in 2, put a little syrup on it, and it's actually like, it feels like you're eating something a little more substantial. Like you're actually having some pancakes. I think it's burning my mustache. I don't want to waste it. Whew. Boy, the bottom of it's strong. Flavor, the actual nicotine. I got a little bit of a lightheadedness from that. Trucker just sent me the 2020. I'll click out of here and go look at them 2020s. Because let's see. It's menu number 17. It's maple pork sausage patty, hash browns with potatoes and bacon. Man, they made this a really substantial meal, didn't they? Hash browns with potatoes, bacon, peppers, and onions, granola with milk and blueberries, maple muffin top, smoked almonds, great beverage base powder, just for you, trucker. Maple syrup, hot beverage bag, and accessory packet A. What's an accessory packet A? Coffee, cream, sugar. That's it. well, salt, toilet paper, chewing gum, matches. But so you get coffee. Well, I mean, it makes sense because that is straight up. That's a killer breakfast menu. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, then I'll order at least 2 case Bs then. And that'll put me at 3 case Bs and 2 case As. And case A's, man, case A's pretty good. Got your chili, awesome. Shredded beef and barbecue sauce, great menu. Chicken with noodles and vegetables. My son, like I keep every one that I get for emergencies for him, and I don't have that many either. Probably got, if I was to like go through everything that I have, I probably got like 3 or 4. He ate a couple, so that's why I've got a couple less. Spaghetti, yeah. Chicken chunks, I actually like that menu. Oh, but it comes with barbecue sauce now. See, that barbecue sauce, man. They needed to stick with the buffalo sauce. That's my personal opinion. Now, menu number 6, taco. Another great menu. They have done nothing but improve that menu. Do you guys remember back in like, I think it was 2014, whenever you used to get the taco and it didn't have tortillas with it? What? What were they thinking? Like, it was the dumbest thing ever. I never could understand. And this is like back whenever those were first hitting the civilian market, we were getting them. We were like, what are you even supposed to do with this? Like, there was no way to really eat it. It made no sense whatsoever. Now it comes with the Santa Fe rice and beans, cheddar cheese spread, tortillas, nut and fruit mix with M&Ms, orange beverage base, and a hot beverage bag and accessory packet A. And then menu 7 is beef strips and tomato sauce, another great menu that comes with chocolate pudding, which I can actually eat, like, but I just have to eat it off the back of a spoon. I have to eat it really slow because I just can't take a big bite of it. Peanut butter, wheat snack bread, blackberry preserves, peppermint candy rings, Irish cream cappuccino. And then the meatballs, that's another good menu. Comes with cherry blueberry cobbler, chocolate chip, cookie, jalapeno cheese spread, Italian breadsticks, teriyaki beef sticks, orange beverage base, carb electrolyte, and accessory packet C. And then number 9, beef stew, another great menu. Comes with vanilla pound cake, multi-grain snack bread, peanut butter, grape jelly, Skittles, sweet and sour, lemon lime beverage base. And then menu 10, chili mac. Great friggin' menu. Comes with lemon poppy seed pound cake, trans fat free. Jalapeno cheese, cheddar cheese spread, vegetable crackers, teriyaki beef sticks, cherry Twizzler bites. I could live without those. Orange beverage base, carb electrolyte, crushed red pepper, and accessory packet A. And that, menu 11's vegetable crumbles with pasta and taco sauce. Actually, not a bad menu for a vegetarian. It has a really good heartiness to it, almost like a meaty flavor with that taco seasoning in it. It's not bad. And it comes with applesauce, First Strike apple cinnamon, chunky peanut butter, crackers, jalapeno cashews, and a French vanilla cappuccino drink mix, hot sauce extra hot 4X, and accessory packet B. And then menu 12 is elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. Wait, I thought I had that. No, I'm ordering that. Yeah, that's right. Or no, wait. 2019, that was a different menu. Okay. Because it's in case B in 2019, I'm pretty sure. It comes with barbecue protein puffs. I've never had those before. What is it? What even is that? Applesauce with mango and peach puree, peanut butter, strawberry preserves. I assume they're talking about jam when they say preserves, which K-Man typed this up, I assume. So maybe they changed the wording on it in 2020. Wheat snack bread, chocolate protein drink, hot sauce times 4, and accessory packet A. So Case A is looking real good. There's only a couple menus in there that I'm not too keen on. And then what's case B look like? Cheese tortellini, 14's creamy spinach fettuccine still. 15 is Mexican style chicken stew. 16's chicken burrito bowl. 17 is that awesome maple pork sausage patty that has been completely revamped for 2020, obviously. Because if you guys remember, it came with like the maple muffin top, sausage patty, the syrup. I think it came with fruit cocktail or something along those lines. I don't know. There's just not much to it. It's like a really super lightweight menu in 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014. Yeah. Jalapeno pepper jack beef patty still in. Italian sausage with peppers and onions in marinara sauce. That's the one I couldn't think of earlier. And that's the new menu for 2020. Only one new menu for 2020. And then there's the beef goulash that was and pepperoni pizza and Southwest style beef and black beans with sauce. All right. All right, let's do this. Let's take a look at this. Probably should even have gloves on or something. I don't know. Man, I hate to open this thing. Maybe I should cut it. I don't know. It's actually not going to be... There we go. Nope, still didn't get it. Well, there was a big old rush air come out of there. Well, there they are. I'm not going to stick my nose in there, though. I'm half afraid to breathe any of what came out of there. I mean, they don't look off, really. A little bit, maybe, the coloring. They should be darker than that. I really do want to smell them, though. Screw it. It smells a little wrong. Yeah, it's not real bad, though. It's just... Oh, man. It'd be so easy to just eat one of those. But that just goes to prove it's invisible. No smell, no taste, nothing to see. It's just death in a bag. I can't believe that a bag of chips did this, to be honest. I mean, it's certainly the most interesting bag of chips I've ever opened. Even though they don't look interesting now, they certainly contain something that would be possibly deadly to the human body. I'm curious if there's even an answer to this. Let me ask Google. I don't trust Google, but I'm just going to see what it says on the internet. How much botulism can Okay, Center for Disease and Control and Prevention. Botulism is a rare but serious illness caused by a toxin that attacks the body's nerves. Symptoms of botulism usually start with weakness of the muscles that control the eyes, face, mouth, and throat. This weakness may spread to the neck, arms, torso, and legs. Botulism also can weaken the muscles involved in breathing, which can lead to difficulty breathing and even death. If you or someone you know has symptoms of botulism, see your doctor and go to the emergency room immediately. Okay, so that's not telling me what I wanted to know. So, about botulism. It's rare but serious. Yeah. Everything I just read is the same thing. This toxin is made by Clostridium botulinum, and sometimes Clostridium butyrium, and Clostridium bacteria. These bacteria can produce the toxin in food, wounds, and the intestines of infants. The bacteria that make botulism are found naturally in many places, but it's rare for them to make people sick. These bacteria, because we know better when we see something like this. Clostridium. Yeah, I didn't see a D. Yep, nope, you're right. Clostridium. Okay. It's found naturally in many places, but it's rare for them to make people sick. The bacteria makes spores, which is why that was swollen. Even if it wasn't botulism, it was some sort of bacteria inside that bag that was living and creating gases from dying, breathing, eating, farting. Expelling gas, whatever. Let's see. Spores of the bacteria survive in the environment. The bacteria make spores, which act like protective coating. Spores help the bacteria survive in the environment, even if in extreme condition. The spores usually do not cause people to become sick, even when they're eaten. But under certain conditions, these spores can grow and make one of the most lethal toxins known. The conditions in which the spores can grow and make toxins are low oxygen or no oxygen, anaerobic environments, low acid environments, low sugar environments, low salt environments. Okay, all those things are in that at a pretty high rate. Salt, sugar, acid, it's all in there. A certain temperature range, which maybe the temperature was just right as well, and a certain amount of water also they can survive in. For example, improperly home canned preserves or fermented foods can provide the right conditions for spores to grow and make botulism toxin. When people eat these foods, they can become seriously ill or even die if they don't get proper medical treatment quickly. And that's all CDC has to say about it. Can one bite of botulism make you sick? Very small amounts, even a small taste, can cause severe illness and death. Illness from botulism can happen within a few hours or take up to 10 days after eating the food containing Clostridium botulinum. Clostridium botulinum. Yeah, botulinum. B-O-T-U-I. Nope, B-O-T-U-L-I-N-U-M. Botulinum. Clostridium botulinum. I can't say it. Forget it. But it can take up to 10 days. I thought it was way faster acting than that, but apparently it can live inside your gut for extended periods of time. How much botulism does it take to make you sick? The median lethal dose for humans has been estimated at 2 nanograms of botulism toxin per kilogram of body weight. Okay, so you'd need quite a few nanograms to kill an adult human, which is approximately 3 times greater than foodborne cases. Oh, so foodborne cases, it takes less. Following annihilation of the toxin, symptoms become visible between 1 to 3 days with no longer onset times for lower levels of intoxication. Yeah, I'm not dipping my toe in that pool. What if I think I ate something with botulism? How likely is it that I have botulism? Botulism is rare but a serious disease. They're calling it a disease. Most people will go through their entire lives without getting sick with botulism. Certain actions can increase your risk of getting sick with botulism. People who inject certain drugs, such as black tar heroin. Okay, I did not know that either. That's one of the... Is that why those people's like arms rot off and go whatever? Huh. Can you get a mild case of botulism? Some botulism patients may have mild illness without progression and may not require BAT, whatever that is. However, the clinical features that predict which patients will progress and should be treated BAT are unknown. So they actually don't know who needs it and who doesn't. Mild botulism from illicitly brewed alcohol and large prison outbreak. Oh, they were making their own home brew. Well, as of March 24th, the last outbreak of botulism was March 8th, 2023. Interesting. So this is not something that's... I mean, it's rare, but it's not so rare that it doesn't happen. And that was... So there was only... What was that? What was that? So there was 16 days in between when they wrote this article and when the last case of botulism was. That's pretty interesting. Cool information to know. So I'm sure there's been more since then. How common is botulism in the United States? On average, about 110 cases of botulism are reported in the U.S. every year. So it's not unheard of. Can botulism be killed by cooking? That's good. It can't be, right? Cooking or boiling. Only cooking or boiling food destroys botulism toxin. Never mind. You can cook. Wait, I've always been taught you could not cook botulism out. How can botulism be prevented? Wait, it has to get up to a certain temperature, though. You can boil it out, but it has to get up to a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, I'm pretty sure. Prepared in Alaska native foods, food safety tips below may decrease your... Okay. What countries botulism is common? Does salt stop botulism? A concentration of about 10% salt will effectively prevent germination of botulism spores in your canned food. 10%? So 10% of whatever you can, it's going to be salt to prevent no freaking... That's so much salt. God. Does honey prevent botulism? One way to reduce the risk of botulism is to not give infants honey. Oh, never mind. Anyway, super interesting because I wonder if my dog could eat them. I mean, I wouldn't do that just because I don't know. Pretty cool. It's not every day that you come across something that is almost guaranteed to have living bacteria. growing and thriving in it like that. I mean, outside of maybe like finding some old canned food or something, you could probably, if you searched around enough, you could probably find something that's been sitting around that's bulged like that. Well, old military rations or something. But that, I mean, a year past its best by date, a little over a year and a couple months. It shouldn't have been like that at all. So, yeah, pretty weird. Definitely something that I didn't expect. So I've got to find a wick. I got to find a wick for this. Super cool lighter. Because I don't have a small enough wick to fit it. My Zippo wicks are too big. It takes a little teeny tiny wick. And I haven't looked on eBay yet, but I do have flints that'll fit it. But I've got to get the right angle on it. Because if you don't get the right angle on your flint, it won't strike. See you later, Malta Magnum. Okay, we can do that. What could I dump it in? Hang on, I'll be right back. I think I got a bag I can dump it in. Let's see. I don't know if this bag will hold them all or not. Let's find out. I was curious if there was any like grease or liquid like type buildup in the bottom, but it feels pretty dry. Yeah, just looks like normal. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. Nothing at all. Well, at least I can seal that up now. I mean, I so want to stick my finger in there and like try the crumbs. Okay, it doesn't even smell rancid though, really. Now that I've dumped it out, I get it's got a lot stronger smell. Hopefully smelling it's not a way of ingesting it. I don't think it is. I mean, I'd have to get particles like well, maybe, I don't know. Bacteria are small enough I guess you could get them in through your nose. Such a weird bag though, man. That definitely should have never happened. Had to be something that it got contaminated with at the factory. And I'm going to guess that it probably wasn't just this bag, you know what I mean? There's probably at least multiple bags in this batch, if not this whole batch, that was contaminated with whatever was in this. And like I say, if I was a betting man, I'd bet it was botulism. But I don't bet, so. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know if Shocker's still here. I need to definitely catch up with Shocker. Could be a form of mold. I mean, I didn't see any. The bag's now a portal to hell. It's definitely something that I wouldn't want to dabble with And look, I have eaten some pretty questionable things, but when something has swelled up like that, or something swollen, that's where I draw the line. Why? For the obvious reasons, because there's a high chance, if it's swelled up like that, that there's active bacteria breeding and doing their thing in there. And let's call it a better than 50-50 chance that that bacteria could very well be botulism. So if it's swelled, stay away. Like, keep it out of my mouth. And I highly suggest none of you guys eat it. And like, I'll tell you, I have felt better in the past 2 or 3 weeks after I've been cutting a lot of this artificial crap out of my diet and really trying harder, really putting forth some effort into just my eating habits overall. And I didn't realize how bad some of the foods that I would eat were making me feel until I stopped eating them. Which, I mean, I have been fasting as much as I can. Like, sometimes every other day, sometimes every third day, just depending on how I'm feeling. If I feel like I'm hungry, I usually try to fight that, because all the research I've been doing lately tells me that I'm not really hungry, which makes a lot of sense. That it's just all the crap, all the toxins and crap that's being filtered out of my body. It makes me think that I'm feeling hungry when I'm actually not. And I drink a cup of water and I'm good. Like, so, I don't know. It certainly has a big, huge difference on the way I feel. All this stuff that I've eaten tonight, I can already tell you, I'm going to pay for it. This food will make me feel like crap, unfortunately. I mean, the applesauce with all the it's got a bunch of added sugar. The cookies, which I'll sprinkle them over the next week, and I'll just eat a few at a time probably. Then all the added sugar and the hot cocoa, on top of all the preservatives and chemicals that are in all this stuff. So it really does take a toll on you. A lot more than what I thought. Like, roughly 70% of what we ingest are things that humans really aren't supposed to eat. Like, we typically, up until the past, I don't know what, maximum 80, 90 years, stuff we never would have put into our bodies. Like, we never would have thought that was even okay. And then you got all these, like, oils that I found out they used to be nothing more than a byproduct of making fuel, of making oil and gas, like the vegetable oils and all, like, the nut oils. And somehow that got incorporated into our food. And people, back when that first started being made and started coming around, which, again, you go back to the big pharma and the petroleum industry, people would have been shocked that you were putting something like that in your body. Like, and now it's an everyday occurrence for most Americans, for sure. Honestly, probably most of the people in the world eat something like, well, depends on what country it is, but a lot of people consume this stuff. And it's, again, we go back to the petroleum base, just like all of our medications. Now, all of our medications are bad too. I don't want to be that weird guy that's like holistic and all that, but man, holy crap. The more I learn, the more I'm like, why do we do some of these things that we do blindly? Like, without even questioning them. Most of my life, I didn't question any of that stuff. I listened to authority, people in authority, doctors, mainly, doctors, pharmacists, nurses, or, and then the way it got incorporated into our food very, very slowly over the years, And now we're having all these illnesses and cancers and all these other things. And I'm telling you, as sure as I'm standing right here right now, most of that is attributed to what we eat. So I would say if you can avoid a lot of that stuff, to try to avoid it. It's just it can't hurt you. Can't hurt you to avoid that stuff, you know. It surely can't make anything worse, right? Can it get much worse than the crap we're eating right now? And I look at other countries' rations too, and you got to think, like, how did we get to this point versus where they're at? Why have we not outlawed a lot of the stuff that's outlawed in most of the world? How have we not outlawed that stuff here when it's known and proven to cause cancer and other debilitating diseases and injuries? Like it, but we give it to people like it's candy, like it's a good thing. It's crazy. We're crazy. I think we're just nuts. We we've just been not taught any better. We've been taught the opposite. Oh, dude. I don't know what happened to common sense. And again, I think along with the poor education system, which you can thank Rockefeller for all kinds of this crap. You can thank him for the standardized educational system that they've been following, the guidelines, outside of just as of recently, where they've been trying to put that other insanity into our schools. Mind is blown. Of course, I'm not happy, but thank God my kids aren't still in school. And I pity anyone who has kids in a public school right now because of what they're doing. Move to an area where they're not doing that, I would have to say. I mean, unless, I can't say that it's okay for people to be doing that. Like, you shouldn't make kids deal with stuff like that at such a young age. They're going to have to deal with it anyway when they discover all those things on their own. Why speed that up, and why shove it in their face? Like, let kids be kids as long as they can be. You take that innocence away from kids so young, and then you have these miserable, like, preteens and teens hitting puberty, and they're just going through all these changes, and then they've already been worried about this stupid stuff that makes no sense for the past 5-7 years. What's wrong with these parents and these people that are allowing this to go on and think that it's okay? I don't know. I don't understand. I will never understand. I don't want to understand because it's wrong. It's just wrong. Prove me wrong, because you can't. There's no way that you could prove to me that that's not wrong. And I think you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to dance around saying exactly what I wanted to say because YouTube doesn't like it. YouTube, man, they don't like it. If you say anything that is like just cold, hard facts, events that actually happen, they can be proven that they happen. I mean, film can be manipulated nowadays, but if you've got 10 witnesses there and the film and the witnesses say that's exactly what happened, that is the film, then I'm inclined to believe it, depending on who the witnesses were. In some cases, maybe not. But why would we indoctrinate kids with, let's just say, any type of sexuality at all when they're just little kids? Target. The crap that's going on at Target, and the crap that Target is targeting little 5 to 7-year-old kids with these products. To me, it makes zero sense at all. I can't even see where they're coming at from a financial standpoint, because look, these people make up like 0.01%, if that are affected. And I mean, they have a family member who is like that, or they have They have a child of their own, which again would be a family member, or they themselves are affected by it. They're, whatever. There's only one argument that I'll listen to when it comes to that. And I've said this before. It's anybody who was born with both parts as a baby, came out of the womb with both genitalia, and the parents had to make a decision, because that's typically how that goes. They don't just say, just leave them alone and we'll just see how it turns out. They don't do that. What they do is say, pick. What's it going to be? One way or the other. And typically that goes fine. Usually, whatever the parent chooses, the kid grows up as that, and they're fine. Being a boy or being a girl. Typically that's how it goes. But if someone that was in that position had an argument and said, I've never felt like a boy, and at birth my parents made a decision, I would listen to that argument. That argument would make sense to me, because maybe the parent made the wrong decision. It could happen, right? You don't hear about that though. You don't hear about the people that are in the people that are doing this having that particular scenario as their story. No, that's not the case. Typically, and this is the way it was years ago, it was more of an attention grabber than anything else. I worked with a transvestite back in it's probably like 2003 at my local power plant up here. He was an insulator, and I was working. It was just me and this person. I'm going to say this person. I can't remember what his first name was. His last name was Shockey. But I worked with this person back in, I would say it was 2003. It might have been 2004. But we were working in a power plant up here, and he was right in the middle of a lawsuit suing another power company because he was working on a job site, and there were guys building a stack there, and they had thrown buckets of mud, meaning like for bricks, for laying brick mud. They had thrown buckets of mud down on him, and like it was a whole thing. And he always carried around a folder with like these pictures, and we'd always be talking about it, knowing that nobody was comfortable with it. But who do you think they picked out of all the guys that were working there to work with him? This guy. So we were working on the turbine, or turbine, and we were on the main floor of the power plant. So it's just a great big huge open area where the turbine's set inside a power plant. And we were taking insulation off, but we were waiting on something, somebody to bring us something. I can't remember what it was. And he got up on the side of the turbine or turbine that was set. We always said turbine. I know it's not turbine, it's turbine. And he crouched down, had his arms like this, like perched like a bird, and fell asleep right on the main floor, right in front of everybody. And my boss comes over and asked me, he's like, what's he doing? I was like, he's sleeping. What do you mean? He's right there sleeping. He's like, well, why is he doing that? And I was like, I don't know, dude. Ask him. It ain't I don't know. Something wrong, or he's tired or something, obviously. He goes, well, when he wakes up, tell him to come to the office. And I was like, why don't you just wake him up? Anyway, it was about 10 minutes later. He kind of woke up. I was like, hey, Jack Humphreys was the boss. It's like, Jack, said, "You need to come to the office." I was like, "You was sitting there sleeping," and he walked in here. I was like, it was already too late by the time I seen him to nudge you or anything to let you know. Um, so that was the last time I worked with Shocky. We called him Shocky. That was his last name. Um, but he always carried around this folder. And I'm not going to go into any detail. But it was like before and after pictures. And we'd be sitting in there eating lunch or at break, and he'd break this folder out. Is that peculiar, or is it just me? Is that weird, or is it just me? I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one. I don't think I am. I think I use my common sense. And like, I don't know, say I had a bunch of pictures of my injury, right? Because I had a pretty gruesome looking injury. I wouldn't just be like sitting at the table at lunch and be like, and set it on the table, start flipping. I just wouldn't do that. Because I would feel like that would be inappropriate, and it would be encroaching on other people's comfort, especially when you're trying to eat. So I always just felt like it was an attention thing. Now that's one instance that I have that was a direct, like, I don't know. I think I worked directly side by side with him for like it was like maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It wasn't a whole long time, but it was. I'll never forget it because there were things that happened and things that were done that wouldn't let me forget it, I guess, or that were maybe intended to not let someone forget, you know, to stand out, I would say. But I always kind of figured if that's what you were going to do, you would try to fly under the radar, right? I don't know. Yeah, there are plenty of see. Okay, Cliff brings up a point. Some people have no code of morals or ethics, and I don't think it's something that you're only taught how you're brought up. You know, I don't think that's the only factor in whether you're a moral person who tries to be good, and common sense, man. Like, it kind of starting to seem like we're either breeding it out of people or we're legit trying to teach them away from what's common sense. Because you got all these people now that are like out there, communism, yeah. Like, look, if you can't look at history, if you can't look at what's happened and talk to people who've lived through it, because there's plenty of examples of, if you're really curious about it and you're going to advocate for it, you should be talking to people who've lived through it and dealt with it firsthand accounts, right? If that's something you're going to advocate for, I think that's something you should know intimately. But you got these people that are like, oh yeah, communism, it's great, it's good, it's better. They're lazy. These people are lazy. They'll work harder to not work than they'd ever do at work. You know? These are the people that would be out there for 15 hours protesting in the heat, carrying something around, versus just going to work and working a decent job and coming home and like having some pride in what you do. You know, there's something to be said about someone who takes a job seriously, does it with pride, does a good job, and at the end of the day, they can step back and say, you know what, I'm proud of what I've done today. I think those things are valuable to a normally functioning society. And supply and demand, it's a proven system that just works. It's been abused. Now we're doing things now the way that, well, the government is about 90% too large, and they've overstepped their bounds about 100 times further than they ever should have tiptoed across in the first place. And what happened was, and what's still happening, is we haven't stopped them as a whole, because you have half the people that want something for free, so they're not going to say something. They're not going to say what they're doing is wrong because they're more worried about getting a government check or government assistance with food or housing. They want that instead of just working for what they have and being able to take pride that they earned everything that they've done. I've always been a stickler for earning your way. I've always earned my way. I've worked hard my whole life. Didn't have a whole lot to show for it, but what I do have is mine. I worked hard to get what I've got. Every vacation we've taken, everything my kids have ever had, you know, they never went without anything that they wanted. I made sure that I could get them whatever they wanted or needed. So I think there's something we're lacking that, a lot of that. I mean, half the people still do it. I would say it's roughly 50-50 now, though. You know, when I was growing up, it was probably 80-20, maybe even like 85-15 of people that just, and I do kind of also understand that the way the corporate machine works is kind of it's kind of askew. It could be better, but that's on an individual company basis, and it's also mandates and all these different laws that a lot of them, you know, aren't being governed properly, and that maybe it should be a more of a lack of government. That way, the people, when they're upset with not being appreciated and paid correctly for the work that they're doing, if you're making someone, okay, say a company has 5,000 employees, right? And that company is profiting after expenses, after paying employees. That company owner or shareholders are profiting $1 billion a year. Well, those 5,000 employees should be paid pretty daggone well. If they're profiting $1 billion a year, if you keep your employees happy, guess what? Your profit margins are going to be even higher. If you pay your guys a few more dollars an hour, which is a lot whenever you add it up over 5,000 people, and then you multiply that by how many hours they work. I get that. But at the same time, if your workers feel like they're appreciated and that you care that they do a good job, they're going to come in and they're going to work harder. They're going to work safer. And it's a chain reaction. All that stuff's a chain reaction. It's not going to be the case every time, because you're going to have some people that are just going to be there to collect a paycheck. But typically when a worker feels appreciated and adequately paid, they work harder. Employee retention's horrible nowadays because people don't treat employees worth a darn. Especially like with what happened with Amber with Dollar General. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a shittier scenario than what she got screwed in. Like, it was awful. Literally didn't even do what the whatever district manager, regional, whatever the hell it was, accused her of doing. It didn't even actually happen. And then fired her after never having any complaint, any reaction, having the store in the top 5, like, for consistently making them all this money, and then that store stayed closed down for like almost a full month after that. They were open every day for like 4 or 6 hours, something like that. Not very long. You know, they weren't making, I'll bet you they didn't make a tenth of the money they were making when she worked there. So, I don't know. You can't treat employees like that. And then when they done that to her, her entire crew walked out. Every single person that worked there walked out with her, which I think is, I'm still impressed by that. I mean, the fact that, because to get one person to quit with you because of what is happening to you, let alone to get a whole crew to quit, that's unusual. But that's what happens when your employees that are under you respect you and trust that you've done nothing wrong. Dang, dude. You ain't had a day over 70 up in Alaska yet? I think, let me tell you what I think. I don't know, I'm probably wrong. This is what I think's happening, though. I think, like, the Earth is, like, twisted on the axis. I think it's always constantly moving on its axis a little bit. And I think we have shifted a little bit from 30 years ago. And I think our seasons are twisted off a little bit. And I don't think, now, I'm not going to say that we're not affecting the climate either. I know we are to a certain extent. I do not think that it is the crisis that they act like it is. Do we need to move away from fossil fuels eventually? I would have to say yes. But I can't remember if it was Iraq or, man, it was one of those Middle Eastern countries. And there was it was the desert, and it was just old tires as far as your eye could see, literally like an ocean. I couldn't see the end of it with the camera. Guy was standing there with a camera panning across it, and it was just old tires as far as you could see. And they were on fire. And I mean blazing on fire. And there was no way they could put it out. So every single one of them tires was going to burn up, and it was just thick, huge black smoke rolling into the sky. This was just the other day I seen this. I don't know exactly when it happened, but I just saw it the other day, the video of it. Might have been yesterday or day before. So, to act like our cows farting are the problem, until China and Iraq and Afghanistan and places like that are on board and trying as well, like, we're not the problem here. I think we do litter way too much plastic. I try to monitor that myself here on my own, and I've tried to get the people in my family to understand what a problem plastics are, microplastics, and what they're doing to the world and to the animals and to the oceans. It's horrible. I mean, I think I even heard that, like, babies are born with it in their system now. Like, it's crazy. And then we had, well, here's a good example of something screwed up from right here, right up the road. I used to work at this place too. It's called Dow Chemical, like Dow. It's at a place called, it's Dow Institute. It's right up on the other side of Charleston, West Virginia. And they were taking C8 and dumping it into the water supply. And now, because of them, C8 is in the entire world's water. It's everywhere they've tested because they dumped it right here. They made a couple movies about it. I think, what's the Dances with Wolves guy? What's his name? What's his name? Dances with Wolves. I can't remember his name. I can picture him. Kevin Costner. I thought of it before I seen it. Yeah. He did a movie about it where I can't remember if he was like an EPA guy. I don't know what his role in the movie was, but I do know that he did a movie about the C8 that they were dumping. And the way they found out about it first was it was killing a guy's cows, I think, because they were dumping it in this like stream. I think it was right up the road from me, right up here. And well, a lot of people around here got a paycheck from that C8 that was in their water, and I'm sure I consumed it as well as a kid. I didn't get in on the lawsuit thing, so, which means that I could probably still sue them if I have something wrong with me because of that crap that's most likely in my body. I've never been tested for it because I didn't get on that lawsuit. Like Amber I think she got a $220 check back when we were like 20 years old. Might have been even younger than that. We might have been 18. Um, and then she got, they sent her another check. I think it was like $80 or $100, something stupid like that. It definitely not enough, not even close. Because everybody who has that stuff in their system around here has got a heavy dose of it, and I'm sure, like I said, I probably got it in myself too. Yeah, now it's in every body in the world, James. Correct. And it's in every body of water as well. All because of that stupid chemical plant right up the road from me right here. I even used to work there. I worked there back, I can't remember what year it was. It's probably like 2005, 2006, probably. It might have been before that. It might have been 2004. I don't know. I bounced around power plants, chemical plants around here. Not sure, Tim, even if the Western countries cut 90%, oops, of our carbon emissions, it have a negligible effect globally. India, China, Africa, Southeast Asia pollute way more. Yes, Daniel, correct. Like I said, without getting them on board, we're not the problem. America's not the problem. Yet, look at all the controversy and all the bullcrap that we got going on here. Now, like I said, I will say, I think every American should be conscious of the amount of plastic that they use and try to recycle it, because, man, that, in my opinion, is a problem. That and batteries. Batteries are a problem. Um, you got all these EVs, man. Like, what? Think about what's really going on here. These EVs are worse for the environment when you break it down into sections, exactly what each section means, especially the batteries, mainly the batteries. But if you break it down, they're way worse for the environment than a typical gasoline engine vehicle, diesel engine vehicle. Way worse. Like way, 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 way worse. Because your battery packs on those things are only going to be good for, well, I think they're saying roughly about 200,000 miles. So then they're going to have to be disposed of or taken apart, basically gutted and redone. So it's the way that they have to come up with the materials, the way, like all those kids over there that are digging in the mines. It's crazy, man. It's crazy stuff. I'm feeling a little bit validated about the whole UFO thing, though. Back to that for a second, because I had that really crazy sighting there about a couple months ago with my son. It was impressive, to say the least, because of how long it lasted. I still can't believe I didn't get it on film. I thought I filmed it, and when I thought I filmed it, I was actually using my camera, because I never film anything with this iPhone. I feel like such an idiot. But he did get a little bit of it on film. So I do have an actual film of it happen, what happened. I need to make him bring my phone in here so I can show you guys what we saw. But it was interesting. It was definitely not airplanes or anything that I could identify. And there was 3 of them traveling together, separate. But the coolest thing was watching the one come in from basically, I don't know, as I was looking ahead of me, it just came in from outer space, and it joined the other 2 and lit up really, really bright, lit the sky up, and then it just joined in the rotation with the other 2. It was crazy. So crazy. I wish I had that on film. I mean, it's sad. It saddens me that I can't share it with others. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I experienced it. My son got to see it with me. He tells the same story that I would basically tell you, because he's seen everything I saw. It was cool. And then my other son, we actually had an experience together too. So it's cool that that they got well, I guess it's cool that we both got to see the same thing, and we had that story in common. Daniel, you're going to be seeing a lot more of that now. I don't know what's going on with it. A lot of the stuff about Eisenhower actually meeting with, or was it Roosevelt? Might have been. No. Was it Roosevelt or Eisenhower? I think it was Roosevelt. Or was it Eisenhower? Anyway, one or the other. Actually meeting up with these extraterrestrials, having an actual meeting with agreements and like crazy stuff. Bob Lazar has been telling his story for years, and with Little Bob, was that its name? The one that met with Eisenhower or Roosevelt, I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, supposedly they had a meeting, made some agreements basically that they would allow them to abduct people and farm cows. Like, we've been seeing the cow mutilations for forever, and there's no explanation for that other than, well, the only explanation's been that friggin' aliens came and took them and drained all their blood and like cut their eyes out with lasers, and it's crazy stuff when you go down that rabbit hole like Daniel did, which I've years ago when I had my first experience. Like, it's always been in my mind because of what I've seen. I can't deny it, and I live in the area, in this area that I live in, according to the Native Americans from, well, before we were here. They would not settle this land. They would not farm this land. The only thing they would do would pass through. They would not stop here. They would pass through this area without stopping, because according to them, this is where the people from the sky would visit at night, and also where the dead would walk. That's what they said. So, I'm sure I've said that to you guys more than once because, well, it's true. That's what they said. And with all the experiences that I've had here, it's hard to deny. It's really hard to deny. I mean, they were seeing this crap back before airplanes ever existed. We're seeing a video of a supposed interview done. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, it was kind of talking. I know exactly what you're talking about. Alien had some sort of... Yes. Yeah. I've seen full explanations of that. So they called him Little Bob. I didn't know that. Anyway, I seen a full explanation of that were saying that they had to have him in a certain climate-controlled environment because he had trouble breathing and stuff. Which, I mean, like I said, these aliens have been around probably a lot longer than the 40s. Let's be honest. I mean, like I said, the Indians around here were talking about it before they ever settled here. Like, before there were ever outsiders coming in here. There's no more room. The dead will walk the earth. Well, according to them, they said that the dead would walk here. I don't know if it was the dead. I know that they said that the people from the sky would visit at night. I think they said that the dead would walk at night here too. But I don't know what they were seeing or what they were afraid of back then or what. But for them to say that and write that stuff in history about this area, it's interesting. And the only reason it got settled was because George Washington came in here, took the parcels of property from around here, around the Ohio River and the Kanawha River, and split them up and gave them to certain families. And I think there was a couple business people that he gave property to around here. And that's the only reason this area ever got settled in the first place. It's because of George Washington. You can look that up. I mean, the Point Pleasant area, Mason County area history is fascinating. I feel like we do have an unusual history, but there are a lot of places in America that have some pretty unusual histories. So, but this one, like I said, the only reason there's anybody here supposedly is because George Washington came in here and named a lot of the area around here and decided to break up some of the parcels of property and give them to certain people. So, ingredients occur in nature that landfills. Not sure. I agree with the lead batteries have to be recycled, as do lithium batteries. Carbon, zinc, and some alkaline can go into out. So, yeah, I would say a lot of that stuff that's in those batteries is probably okay. Oops. Tim, dude, I'm sorry. My screen is ghost touching, and I just accidentally timed you out, man. I'm sorry. But my touch screen's messing up on me, and when I touched it, it done it automatically. Not that it, like, it's where it's ghost touching. Dang it, man. I'm sorry. I wonder if I can fix that. Hang on. Nope. It won't let me. Dang it. I know. It can't be canceled. Not even me. I can't cancel it. Which is bullcrap. It's where my screen's broke, though. I mean, it's legit cracked. If I keep touching, it's going to happen more, so. I can't even put it on live chat. Yep. I'm going to have to sign off here because my screen's going crazy. I can't even touch it no more. Nope. Yeah, it will not let me cancel it, Kaylin. I tried. I legit did try. Works at a huge zinc mine, Red Dog mine. She's got to have yearly blood tests to make sure she isn't getting toxic levels of heavy metals. I had heavy metal poisoning one time. My level was, I think it was 10 times what the allowed amount was to have in your system. And I was working up at this place called Pioneer, and what they done up there was actually make lead colored pigment for paint. And what we were doing, we were taking the old wood floors out of this plant facility, whatever, manufacturing facility. We were taking the floorboards up, and when we would do that, this pigment was literally dust. And the only way that you can consume lead, or you have to consume lead, the only way you can get lead is, you can breathe it in through your nose, but you have to consume it. It has to go down into your gut and soak into your body. So we had to get tested up there. I think it was every other day. It was because the levels of the stuff that we were working with was so high. And we were using respirators and Tyvek, maybe even double Tyvek, I can't remember. We were using all kinds of protective equipment, gloves, of course, because you could get it on your hands and ingest it that way. It seems like this stuff would even soak in to your skin, if I'm not mistaken. But I ended up, when I tested, my levels were like 10 times above what they would allow, and they sent me home for 2 weeks paid for it to work out of my system. I don't remember being super sick or anything. I think I was like tired, if I remember right, for a little bit, for a couple of days. And then I was like, I don't even know why I'm still home. But I couldn't go get another dose of it because I'd already had such a high dose that it probably would have really made me sick. So, yeah, it was interesting. I bought something and didn't hit the buy button. Got a refund. What happened, James? My screen is not going to freaking work. Let's see if I can get up here. Bought something on eBay. Bought something and it didn't. And it didn't hit the buy button. And got a refund. If you didn't have a good seal on your hazmat suit, it could have gotten in through a gap. Well, I was young. I was dumb. I mean, I knew I was trained in hazardous materials and I was licensed and all that crap. But I was also stupid and I was young, so I thought I was invincible. So, like all kids that are 18 to 23, they think that nothing bad can happen and you know, you can conquer the world. And that's, I'm sure I took my respirator off and didn't do something right. I don't know how I ended up ingesting so much of it. We were using a shop vac after we popped those boards off out of the floor, and all that pigment had fallen down in between the cracks of them boards because there was a pretty good little gap in between the boards. It was a super old manufacturing facility. It was probably built in the 30s, maybe the 40s, 20s even, 20s, 30s, 40s, somewhere along in there if I was to guess just by looking at it, the building itself and what we tore out of there. And that when we would take those boards up, it was just all this colored pigment, just like dust, that was, I assume, almost pure lead, because that's what they would use to color the paints with. So it I don't know how I ended up ingesting so much of it, but like my levels were alarmingly high. They were alarmed by my levels when they took my test, the blood test. I believe I took a blood test every 2 days. ABIT, it was used to produce products of the war. ABIT? ABIT? I want to scroll through the comments, but it will not let me. System burp, most likely. Tim, man, I'm sorry about. Well, I just hid somebody else's message above Tim. I don't know who it was or what it was. All right, I'm just going to sign off of this live stream. I apologize, Tim, for accidentally timing you out, man. I feel bad about that. It was not on purpose, I promise. Thank you guys for hanging out so long. I know I went over what I usually do. It was fun being here, and the MRE was awesome. It was good. I would really like to finish that goulash over there. I'm probably just going to eat the beef out of it because I don't need to have that much more salt in my system, but I'm going to eat everything else. Peanut butter, strawberry jam is making my mouth water. Cookies I'm going to spread out, and I'll finish the applesauce and the drinks. So nothing will go to waste except a little bit of the beef. Well, a little bit of the goulash, not the beef. I'll eat the beef. All right. Thanks to my patrons, guys. I want everybody to be healthy and happy. Watch what you're eating. Watch for any of that freaking genetically modified food organisms, GMOs. Basically, they're not labeled as that anymore. They've changed that. Look at your labels now. It's crazy. Try to avoid that stuff because it is very harmful to your body. There's all kinds of things that are negative about that. You know, I think just use your common sense. Everybody who watches me pretty much has got pretty decent common sense, I would have to say. Everybody that I talk to, anyway. So, oh, thanks, Cliff. I appreciate that. I didn't even think about it, actually. That is today, though. No, actually, yeah, it's after 12, so it's officially today here. So, all right, yeah, happy Father's Day to any of the dads out there. Then, yeah, I gotta give my stepdad a call and say happy Father's Day because he ain't been looking so good. So, but all right, guys. Yeah, I said thanks to my patrons already. So, all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching and hanging out on the live stream, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.